Hello, Swatantra viewers. Welcome to English News Bulletin. I am Mahima, bringing you the latest updates. The CBI has registered an first information report against Hyderabad-based Megha Engineering and Infrastructure Limited, which was the second biggest buyer of electoral bonds worth 966 crore rupees. The first information report related to in an alleged bribery case. 8 officials of the NISP and NMDC and 2 officials of MECON were also named in the first information report for receiving alleged bribe of around 78 lakh rupees in clearing bills of 174 crore rupees of Megha Engineering in connection with works related to Jagdalpur Integrated Steel Plant, officials said Saturday. Megha Engineering had emerged as the second biggest buyer of electoral bonds and donated the highest amount of about 586 crore rupees to the BJP, according to the data released by the Election Commission on 21st March. The company also donated 195 crore rupees to BRS, 85 crore rupees to DMK, and 37 crore rupees to YSRCP. The TDP got about 25 crore rupees from the company, while the Congress got 17 crore rupees. The JDS, Jana Sena Party and the JDU got smaller sums ranging from 5 crore rupees to 10 crore rupees. According to the first information report made public on Saturday, the CBI had registered a preliminary inquiry on 10 August 2023 about the alleged bribery in 315 crore rupees project related to works of intake well and pump house and cross-country pipeline at the integrated steel plant Jagdalpur, which was awarded to the company. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Saturday interacted with top Indian gamers on a host of issues relating to the gaming industry. In a freewheeling interaction regarding the future as well as the challenges before the e-gaming industry, the Prime Minister posed curious questions to the gamers while also trying his hands at some of the games. People have offered different solutions. He said he has an alternative solution called Mission Life, which advocates for changing our daily lifestyle to benefit the environment. Now, envision a game aimed at addressing global climate issues, where the gamer must explore various methods and solutions to identify the most sustainable approach, Modi told the gamers during the interaction. The gamers discussed new developments in the gaming industry with the Prime Minister, who stressed how the government has recognized the creativity of the gamers, promoting the gaming industry in India. They also engaged on issues concerning gambling versus gaming while discussing the participation of women in the gaming industry. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi on Saturday said if his party is voted to power at the center, it will immediately conduct a caste census in the country. Addressing an election rally at Bastar village, Chhattisgarh's Bastar district, he described the upcoming Lok Sabha elections as a fight between two ideologies involving those seeking to protect the constitution and those out to destroy it. He also attacked the Narendra Modi-led government and said President Draupadi Murmu was prevented from attending the consecration of Ram Temple in Ayodhya as she is a tribal, and it reflects the Bharatiya Janata Party's mentality. The rally was held in support of Congress candidate from scheduled tribe-reserved Bastar Lok Sabha seat Kawasi Lakhma. The Congress leader said the BJP and the RSS have been attacking religion, ideology and history of Tiawan BILS. BJP has been giving your lands to billionaires, he added. The President of India was prevented from attending the consecration ceremony of Ram Temple in Ayodhya because she is a tribal. Modi ji gave this message to the country and this is their thinking, he said. He promised to undertake recruitment to 30 lakh vacant government posts, start apprenticeships for youth if voted to power, he added. Gandhi also claimed that under PM Modi's rule, 22 businessmen accumulated wealth equal to that of 70 crore Indians.
1 साल की नौकरी मिलेगी, उसमें उनकी ट्रेनिंग होगी और 1 साल के लिए उनको सीधा बैंक अकाउंट में 1 लाख रुपया दिया जाएगा। उसके बाद अगर उन्होंने अच्छा काम किया तो उन्हीं संस्थाओं में उन्हें पक्की नौकरी मिलेगी। तो एक प्रकार से युवाओं के लिए ये जॉब मार्केट के अंदर जाने का एक तरीका है। जॉब मार्केट के दरवाजे हम आपके लिए खोल रहे हैं। दूसरी बात, आपको मालूम है कि गरीब लोगों को परमानेंट नौकरी नहीं मिलती। अमीर लोगों को सैलरी मिलती है, पेंशन मिलता है, मेडिकल मिलता है, सब कुछ मिलता है। मगर गरीब लोग जब काम करते हैं या वो मनरेगा में काम करते हैं, ठेकेदारी प्रथा में काम करते हैं, कॉन्ट्रैक्ट पर काम करते हैं, कॉन्ट्रैक्ट लेबर का काम होता है, कभी भी उनको नौकरी से निकाल दिया जा सकता है, एक दिन में उनको निकाला जा सकता है। तो कांग्रेस पार्टी ने निर्णय लिया है, सरकारी ऑफिसेज में, सरकारी कंपनियों में, पब्लिक सेक्टर में हम ठेकेदारी प्रथा को बंद कर रहे हैं, खत्म कर रहे हैं, रद्द कर रहे हैं। और जब आपको नौकरी मिलेगी, चाहे वो पब्लिक सेक्टर हो, सरकारी ऑफिस हो, आपको परमानेंट नौकरी मिलेगी, आपको ठेकेदारों से नौकरी नहीं मिलने वाली है।
Congress leader Priyanka Gandhi Vadra asked people on Saturday not to get carried away by the words used by Prime Minister Narendra Modi in his speeches and to vote for change in the upcoming Lok Sabha polls. Addressing a poll rally in Uttarakhand's Ramnagar, she said elections should be fought on real issues and not on the basis of empty rhetoric. Ever-growing unemployment, uncontrolled inflation and paper-leak scams are the truths of people's lives, and the BJP-led government is responsible for these as it has been in power for the last 10 years. Gandhi also said people should ask Modi who is protecting the killers of resort receptionist Ankita Bhandari and the woman from Unnao in neighbouring Uttar Pradesh. Accusing the Modi government of not honouring any of its promises, the Congress leader reminded people that commitments, such as 2 crore jobs to youngsters and depositing 15 lakh rupees in the bank accounts of every citizen, remain unfulfilled. She also accused the BJP of using religion in every election for votes. She claimed that the word "the land of God" is used by BJP leaders in election speeches for political reasons. Sacrifice is the biggest value of the Hindu religion. True faith comes from sacrifices. As a 19-year-old, she said she had kept her father's body parts before her mother. The family members kept mum when opponents insulted her martyred father because there is true faith in their hearts, Gandhi said. Her father, former Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi, was assassinated in 1991.
लेकिन सच्चाई बहुत दूर है इससे, और सच्चाई ये है कि हिंदू धर्म में आस्था का प्रमाण क्या होता है, बताइए, कौन बताएगा? सच्ची आस्था क्या कहलाती है? आस्था का प्रमाण, सबसे बड़ा प्रमाण हिंदू धर्म में त्याग होता है कि नहीं? सच्ची श्रद्धा तभी होती है जब कुछ इंसान कुछ त्यागता है उसके लिए। और मुझे लगता है कि जब कोई त्यागता नहीं है तो उसके मन में सच्ची श्रद्धा जाग नहीं सकती। मैंने त्याग देखा है। आप यहाँ इस प्रदेश से सरहद पे जवानों को भेजते हैं, अपने बच्चों को भेजते हैं शहीद बनने के लिए। शहादत आप समझते हैं। मैं 19 साल की उम्र में अपने पिता की टूटी हुई लाश अपनी माँ के सामने मैंने रखी। मैं शहादत को समझती हूँ और मैं त्याग को समझती हूँ। इतनी भी गालियां दें ये मेरे परिवार को, उस पिता के लाश की अगर ये अपमान करें, उस शहीद पिता का अपमान करें, हम चुप रहते हैं क्योंकि हमारी आस्था नहीं टूटती, हमारी श्रद्धा नहीं टूटती, इनके कहने से नहीं टूटती, क्योंकि हमने त्याग दिया है, हमने शहादत देखी है। चाहे कितनी भी गालियां दें, चाहे कितना भी करें, ये हमारे संघर्ष को समझ नहीं सकते और ये हमारी श्रद्धा, हमारे देश के प्रति प्रेम को कभी नहीं समझ सकते। हमारे देशभक्ति को ये देशद्रोह कहे, हमें कुछ भी कहे, हम चुप रहते हैं। हम चुप इसलिए रहते हैं क्योंकि श्रद्धा दिल में है, असली श्रद्धा है, असली आस्था है, नाम के लिए नहीं है, चुनावी भाषणों के लिए नहीं है, राजनीति के प्रयोग के लिए नहीं है, अपनी सत्ता के लिए इस्तेमाल के लिए नहीं है, सच्ची श्रद्धा है।
Saying that Prime Minister Narendra Modi's guarantees are false, West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee on Saturday claimed that the BJP will not even win 200 seats in the upcoming Lok Sabha elections. Speaking at an election rally at Jalpaiguri in West Bengal, the Trinamool Congress Supremo accused the BJP of destroying the country's constitution drafted by B.R. Ambedkar. The BJP will not even win 200 seats. What has the BJP done for North Bengal? Do not fall prey to PM Narendra Modi's guarantees. These are nothing but electoral falsehood, Banerjee said at the TMC's program. The BJP-led NDA is aiming at crossing the 400 Lok Sabha seat mark in the upcoming elections. The BJP has destroyed the country's constitution drafted by Baba Saheb Ambedkar, she alleged. The Supreme Court is scheduled to hear on Monday Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal's plea against Delhi High Court order that has upheld his arrest in a money laundering case stemming from the alleged excise policy scam. According to the cause list uploaded on the Apex Court's website, a bench of Justices Sanjeev Khanna and Deepankar Datta will hear on 15th April Kejriwal's petition challenging the Delhi High Court's 9th April order. The Delhi High Court has upheld his arrest in the money laundering case, saying the Enforcement Directorate was left with little option after he skipped repeated summonses and refused to join the investigation. The matter pertains to alleged corruption and money laundering in the formulation and execution of the Delhi government's excise policy for 2021 to 22 that was later scrapped. Kejriwal was arrested by the Enforcement Directorate on 21st March, hours after the High Court refused to grant him protection from coercive action by the Federal Anti-Money Laundering Agency. He is in judicial custody till 15th April and is currently lodged in Tihar jail. Kejriwal has described his arrest by the Enforcement Directorate ahead of the general election as an unprecedented assault on the tenets of democracy and urged the Apex Court to release him by declaring the case against him as illegal. Andhra Pradesh handloom weavers community has expressed their unwavering support to Chief Minister Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy in the upcoming Assembly and Lok Sabha elections in the state since N. Chandrababu Naidu ignored the industry when he was Chief Minister. The YSRCP government extended all-out support to handloom weavers. The weaver took a pledge to extend their unwavering support to Chief Minister Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy. The weavers held a meeting in Mangalgiri in Andhra Pradesh on Saturday. Addressing the Mangalgiri handloom weavers community, who are known for their craft in both the Telugu states, Chief Minister Jagan Mohan Reddy thanked them for their overwhelming support and said that the government has tied up with international e-commerce platforms like Amazon, Myntra, and Flipkart to sell the handlooms via online platforms. The government has cleared 120 crore rupees debts in Andhra Pradesh State Handloom Weavers Cooperative Society and gave 460 crores rupees for the development of handloom weavers. The government has been giving 3 sets of uniform to every student in the government schools, and the preference has been given to the handloom weavers, and only the extra orders are given to power looms. It may be noted that over 44 lakh students are studying in government schools, said Chief Minister Jagan. Naidu and his son Lokesh are denying tickets to backward communities members, he said.
మీ బిడ్డ కన్నా ముందు కూడా గత పాలన కూడా మీరు చూశారు. నాకు చంద్రబాబు నాయుడు గారు ఎప్పుడూ చెప్పుకుంటా ఉంటాడు, నేను 3 సార్లు ముఖ్యమంత్రి 14 ఏళ్ళ ముఖ్యమంత్రి అని చెప్పి. మీ బిడ్డ చంద్రబాబు నాయుడు మాదిరి 3 సార్లు ముఖ్యమంత్రి 14 ఏళ్ళ ముఖ్యమంత్రి అని ఇంకా చెప్పుకునే స్థాయికి ఇంకా పోలేదు. కానీ ఈ 58 నెలల కాలంలో చంద్రబాబు నాయుడు మాదిరి ఆయనకున్న నెగటివ్ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ మాత్రం మీ బిడ్డకు లేదు. మీ బిడ్డ మాత్రం ప్రతి పేదవాడి గుండెల్లో బ్రతుకుండేట్టుగానే అడుగులు ఈ 58 నెలల కాలంలో వేశాడు అని మాత్రం ఖచ్చితంగా చెప్తాను. ఒక నాయకుడు ఎందుకు మనకు ఉండాలి అన్నది ప్రతి ఒక్కళ్ళం కూడా ఆలోచన చేసుకోవాలి. ఒక నాయకుడిని మనం ఎన్నుకుంటే, ఒక నాయకుడు ఆ నాయకత్వం స్థానంలో ఉంటే, ఆ నాయకుడిని ఎన్నుకున్నందుకు మన బ్రతుకులు మారాలి. మన బ్రతుకులు మార్చగలిగిన నాయకుడే ఆ స్థానంలో ఉంటేనే మన బ్రతుకులు మారుతాయి. ఇది ప్రతి ఒక్కరం కూడా ఆలోచన చేసుకోవాల్సిన అంశం.
A live-in couple allegedly committed suicide by jumping from the 7th floor of a residential building Haryana's Jhajjar district, police said on Saturday. The 25-year-old Gravit and 22-year-old Nandini were YouTubers and hailed from Uttarakhand's Dehradun, they said. They had been living in the residential building located in Bahadurgarh for the past 1 month, police said. The couple was taken to a hospital where they were declared broad dead, they said, adding that it was yet to be ascertained why they took the extreme step. The bodies have been sent for post-mortem examination, police said. Massive crowds flooded the streets as Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy arrived at Mangalgiri. Mrs. Bharati Jagan Mohan Reddy joined the crowd to greet the Chief Minister. On the 13th days of Bus Yatra as part of electioneering in Andhra Pradesh, Jagan Mohan Reddy addressed a rally. People from all walks of life converged on Kanka Durga Vardhi, near Vijayawada, to get a glimpse of Jagan Mohan Reddy. It could be the first time in Andhra Pradesh after more than a decade those such huge crowds flooding the streets to greet a leader. Earlier, massive crowds used to greet film actor turned politician N.T. Rama Rao and late Chief Minister Y.S. Rajshekhar Reddy. Meanwhile, key leaders from the Telugu Desam Party, Jana Sena Party, Bharatiya Janata Party, and Congress Party joined the YSR Congress Party in the presence of Chief Minister Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy on Saturday. At the Nambur bypass stay point, leaders from the TDP, JSP, BJP, and Congress parties representing Guntur West, Guntur East, Prathipdu, and Mangalagiri constituencies met the Chief Minister and officially joined the YSR Congress Party. institutional investments in real estate declined 55% annually in January to March this year to $552 million as cautious foreign investors stayed away, pumping in only $11 million, according to Vestian. The real estate sector had attracted $1.23 billion in the January to March period of 2023 calendar year, as per the report, which was released on Saturday. The latest data by global property consultant Vestian showed that the institutional inflow from foreign funds in the country's real estate plunged 99% to just $11 million in the first quarter of 2024. Domestic investors pumped in $541.1 million in the Indian real estate in January to March 2025, up 21% from $446.9 million in the year-ago period. Institutional investments in residential assets fell 33% to $225 million from $337.7 million. Investments significantly decreased 73% in the industrial and warehousing sector to $58.9 million in the January to March period from $215.8 million a year ago. Bengaluru dominated the institutional investments during the quarter with $299 million, followed by Delhi NCR at $110 million. English News Bulletin. Please do watch Swatantra TV. This is Mahima, signing off for the day. Keep watching Swatantra TV.